Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to integrate trig functions that have squares on them. Okay, so I'll first show you how to do sine squared, and then cosine squared, and also how to integrate tan squared. Okay, so let's start off with this sine squared first. So to answer this question, we have to recall an identity, or a trig identity rather. So the cos double angle, we have this one. So with cos 2 theta, there's three different forms that it takes. Okay, so for this question, since we have sine squared, we're going to take this one. Okay, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it and say 1 minus cos 2 theta equals to 1 minus 2 sine squared theta, and I'm just going to make sine squared theta the subject. Okay, so let's move this over here. And also let's divide by 2. And let's just write it like this, half 1 minus cos 2 theta. Okay, so now we can replace this question over here on the left. We can say instead of integrating sine squared theta, let's just integrate this. Okay, well actually I should change these to x's, not thetas. So basically when you're doing these trig integration questions, any trig that has a square on it, except for a few cases, we're going to need to reduce it to a trig that has only a power of 1. Okay, so I'm just going to bring the half out the front first. And from here we should be able to integrate. So integrate 1, we just get x. If we integrate cos 2x, we should get and this should be the answer. Okay, so we're going to do a very similar question, okay, using the same cos 2 formula, the cos 2x formula. So cos 2x, in this case, we're going to use this one. So I showed you that there were these three different forms. Okay, we're just going to use the first one. Okay, since in this case, we're going to integrate cos squared. So let's write cos 2 cos squared equals 2 cos 2 change this to x, change this to x. Okay, and then let's come over here and replace it again. Say half cos 2x plus 1 dx. Yep, okay, so and that's just pretty much the answer. Now for the last question, we have the integral of tan squared. Now tan squared is a little bit different. Now hopefully you should know, let's write it all in x's, this identity. This is probably the very first identity you learn in trigonometry, right? Sine squared plus cos squared equals to 1. So from here, if you divide everything by cos, so like divide cos square x, divide cos square x, and divide cos square x, we actually get another identity. So sine over cos is tan, right? So we should get tan squared x plus 1 equals to 1 over cos. We can label it as sec squared x. Okay, so if we just rearrange this a bit, we can get this guy. Okay, so this is another very useful identity. Something that if you don't want to memorize, you don't really have to memorize it, because as long as you know the very first identity here, then you should be able to figure it out. Okay, so if we come back over here to the question, we can say this is sec squared x minus 1 dx. And sec squared x, if you look at the formula sheet, it's actually tan x if you integrate it. Okay, and then minus x plus c. And that is the solution for those ones. Okay, so we just went over sine squared, cos squared, and how to integrate tan squared. Cool, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.